If you work in sales right now, you've probably noticed this. AI sales tools are everywhere. Every week there's a new AI-powered prospecting tool, a new sales assistant, or yet another platform claiming it will 10x your pipeline overnight. And here's the real problem. Most sales leaders either ignore AI or they panic buy every trending tool hoping something sticks. Both approaches cost you deals. Today, I am cutting through the noise. I'm going to show you the AI sales tools that actually work in 2026, how to evaluate them, and the mistakes that tank adoption for most teams. This episode is part of our deep dive series on AI in sales, AI prospecting, and modern revenue workflows. So if you've been researching this space, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. Now, before we get into the tools themselves, let's talk about how to actually evaluate AI sales tools, because this is where most teams go wrong. They buy the flashiest demo or whatever a rep hyped on LinkedIn, and then 6 months later, the tool is gathering dust. And it's because no one uses it. So here's the real filter. An AI sales tool is only valuable if it makes your existing process faster, clearer, or more predictable. That's it. Start with your stack. If a platform doesn't plug directly into your CRM, Salesforce, HubSpot, whatever you're running, it's already a non-starter. Reps will not bounce between 5 tabs to get value from an AI assistant. It's coming from firsthand experience. The tools need to sit inside their workflow, not beside it. Next, look at the data. AI is entirely dependent on what it's fed. If the insights are based on outdated job titles, missing contacts, weak firmographics, or incomplete activity data, the tool will give you bad recommendations and robotic outreach. So, prioritize platforms that enrich your CRM in real time and pull from verified, high-quality B2B intelligence. Clean data is the oxygen that AI runs on. Third is to ask yourself, would my team actually use this? If a tool requires a 3-week onboarding or a stack of training docs, forget it. The best AI tools feel intuitive on day one. They give reps immediate wins and never demand a big behavior change. And finally, look for proof. Not hype, not buzzwords, proof. Can the vendor show measurable lift in response rates, higher qualification accuracy, more pipeline created per rep, faster cycles? If they can't tie their features to revenue outcomes, it's not a sales tool, it's a science experiment. That's the lens you want. Integration, clean data, ease of use, and real ROI. If a platform nails those 4 things, you're not buying another tool, you are buying leverage. Here's the simple way to make sense of all these AI tools. Even though there are dozens of platforms out there, nearly all of them fall into 5 buckets. The first, AI sales assistants. These tools act like a second brain for your reps. They handle the research, summarize deals, surface next best actions, and cut hours of manual prep work without your team lifting a finger. Then you've got generative content tools, the ones that make it possible to personalize outreach in minutes instead of hours. They speed up writing, draft variants fast, and help reps sound sharp without losing the human tone that actually earns replies. Next is email optimization, which focuses on the message itself. These tools tighten subject lines, shorten bloat, tune tone, and increase open and reply rates by fixing small details reps usually miss. Then there's conversation intelligence. Platforms that turn sales calls into insights. They catch objections, risk, buying signals, and next steps so managers can coach better and reps can follow up faster. Finally, revenue intelligence, which zooms out and gives you the full pipeline picture. These systems tell you which deals are actually healthy, which ones are slipping, and exactly where to focus to keep momentum high. You don't need all 5 categories. You just need 1 or 2 that eliminate your biggest bottleneck. Once you know where you're stuck, the right AI tool becomes obvious. All right, now that you know how to evaluate these tools, let's talk about the ones that are actually shaping sales teams in 2026. There are hundreds of platforms out there, but only a handful truly impact pipeline, velocity, and things like rep productivity. And we'll start with one that's changing the sales motion the most, ZoomInfo Copilot, the AI sales assistant built for go-to-market. If you want one platform that ties AI directly to revenue, this is where you start. Copilot combines ZoomInfo's B2B data engine with generative AI to give reps real context, real personalization, and real-time insights, not recycled templates. It sits inside your workflow. It pulls from your CRM. It analyzes across every single source of your book of business. And it turns that into account summaries, next best actions, personalized outreach, and prioritized buyer lists so reps know exactly where to focus. The next is ChatGPT. ChatGPT isn't built exclusively for sales, but teams use it constantly for the tasks that steal hours from their day. Things like drafting cold emails, rewriting messaging for different personas, prepping for discovery, generating objection responses, and building talk tracks for proposal outlines. It's not your end-to-end AI sales engine, but for content creation and fast research, it's a force multiplier. Lavender is for email optimization that fixes rep writing instantly. Lavender focuses on one job, making your emails better. Reps get real-time scoring, subject line coaching, clarity checks, and personalization suggestions when they write. It's not replacing your strategy, it's improving the output. Teams often see direct improvements in reply rates within weeks. From there we have Gong, the AI-driven conversation intelligence. If your team runs a lot of calls, Gong's AI layer is where the value kicks in. It summarizes calls, flags risk, surfaces competitor mentions, and recommends follow-up based on what buyers actually said. Especially for coaching and deal review, it gives managers leverage they never had before. Now there's Clary Copilot, AI for revenue risk and forecasting. Clary's strength is pipeline visibility. It uses AI to spot slipping deals, flag missing stakeholders, and recommend actions to keep opportunities on track. It's an early warning system for revenue teams, helpful if your biggest gap is forecasting accuracy or deal inspection. Now, how do you choose without getting paralyzed? Choosing the right solution doesn't have to feel overwhelming. If you want the simplest, most practical framework, the one that sales leaders actually use, here's how to cut through the noise. Start by identifying your biggest bottleneck. If your team is burning hours on prospecting, you start with something like ZoomInfo. If your emails aren't landing, Lavender is a quicker win. If coaching is the gap, Gong will give you leverage. And if your forecasts are all gut feeling and no signal, Clary helps you tighten the entire revenue picture. Once you know where you're stuck, the right tool becomes obvious. From there, make sure the tool integrates natively with your CRM. This is a non-negotiable. If your reps have to copy and paste, toggle tabs, or manually sync data, they'll abandon it within a week. Your AI has to live where your reps already work. Next, run a real pilot, not a slick demo. Put the tool in the hands of your actual reps on real accounts in real deal cycles. You'll know within 2 weeks whether it's adding value or slowing people down. As you test, track 4 core metrics: time saved, response rate, multi-threading activity, and pipeline created. If you're not seeing improvement in at least 2 of those, reconsider. Finally, train your reps around small habits. The best teams don't roll out AI. They bake it into their tiny daily behaviors, using it to prep for calls, to improve messaging, to research faster. Those micro habits are what create cultural adoption. Now, before you go all in, let's talk about the traps that sink most AI rollouts. The first big pitfall is over-automation. Buyers can smell it instantly. If every touchpoint feels templated or machine generated, you'll tank your reply rates. AI should do the research and heavy lifting, but the reps still have to add the human layer that builds trust. No one wants to talk to a robot. The second pitfall is bad data. Every AI model depends on the inputs you feed it. If your CRM is full of duplicates, outdated titles, missing firmographics, or dead emails, your AI will generate bad insights and bad outreach. Clean data isn't optional. Again, it's the foundation for everything else you choose. And the last major pitfall is tool sprawl. Teams get excited, buy 5 tools at once, and adoption collapses. More tools does not mean more pipeline. It means more confusion. Start with one strategic win, prove that value, and then layer in more capability as your process matures. Avoid these 3 mistakes and your AI strategy will scale, not stall. To wrap it all up, AI is not optional for sales teams in 2026. It's the new baseline. But the teams separating from the pack aren't just stacking tools. They're building smart, simple, AI-powered workflows that help reps sell, not manage software. So here's your challenge. Pick one AI tool from this video, run that pilot, measure it, build from there. And if you tested one of these tools already, drop a comment. I want to hear from you. Thanks again, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe.